Hey everybody, Jake here from Clinetimephotography, and welcome back to the garage. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. So today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about LEDs, headlights, and all kinds of just pure awesomeness. So this company contacted me, BOSLLA, I believe is how it's pronounced, about doing a review video of their lights. This is their Bullet B1. I got it. They sent it to me for the Ford, and they wanted me to just check it out and do a review video and kind of just see what I think about their products. So I'm super excited for this. You guys all know I love doing review videos on all kinds of stuff. I mean, the more I do review videos, the more I start to learn how much of like things I just really don't understand, and it fascinates me to find out more about those particular subjects. So let's open the box, see what we got here. All right, so let's check this out. We got all of the diameters, everything like that on the outside, which you guys can see. These actually come in a ton of different sizes. As you can see, these are all the different sizes that they offer, everything like that. And we are going to be comparing them to the LEDs I have in there currently. Ooh, it's product manual. Oh yeah. All right, we'll check that out here in a sec. Little card that says happy. Yes, I am very happy actually. We are just happy that you're happy. If you don't know how to express your newfound joy, we've got a few suggestions. Tell, share, connect. Support at BOSLLA.com. That's actually pretty cool. I actually like that. All right, so here we get down to the nitty gritty, the actual LEDs themselves. So if you actually look at these, some cool features, I'm not sure if you guys know about LEDs, is they actually are built very specifically. And I'll kind of show you what I mean here. So here you have this LED. So you also notice how it's actually offset right here, right? See how it's kind of lifted up? So that's one key feature I want you to just keep in mind. The other thing you notice is that you have these fans right here in the back. So these fans, as you all know, and I'm sure you're very well aware, LEDs get very hot. So like anything that gets hot, what is a good way to keep it cool? Fans. So that's what these fans do, is they help really just cool down this LED. Now, we mentioned the LED, that little LED right there. By the way, if you didn't know this, LED stands for light emitting diode. Just in case you were wondering if what LED stands for. Got a little bit of like moments, like to get educated. So I bring that up to show you this. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. So this is our halogen. This is our LED, right? So believe it or not, your headlights are actually designed to have a specific headlight or a specific bulb in them. That's why there's different numbers associated, and you need to make sure you have the right bulb or LED for yours. So these, like, this is our halogen. These right here, these little I'm using simple terminology here. I'm just going to call them little wires. These little guys right here, if you pull apart your halogen, you'll kind of see these. These are actually positioned perfectly for your specific headlight, meaning that there's usually a cover. You guys probably have all seen this, that silver thing that goes and covers up. So you actually usually don't see this. You typically will just see this silver cover that's inside your headlight. These are designed to actually put light out at a very specific pattern and then reflect straight out, hence giving you your brightness of your headlights. Now, how you know that you have good LEDs is that these are supposed to do the same exact thing. These should have that same little cover, and when you replace these with your halogen, they should emit that same pattern, and they should give you the same amount of brightness and everything like that. So that's actually how you know, is if you have a really good LED, is if it's doing that same exact pattern, if that makes sense. All right, so the comparison. What are we going to compare these to? We're going to actually compare them to the LEDs that I have in the truck currently. They're an off-brand. I bought them, I think, a year or so ago. They work okay, but I'm actually really curious to see how these are going to perform against those. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why compare these LEDs to those LEDs? Well, for the simple matter of, I've actually tested a lot of different bulbs and a lot of different styles, trying to figure out what's really good for my truck. I've tried halogens, I've tried HIDs, and I've also tried LEDs. Halogens, I kind of got away from because I was just having a bunch of problems with them. I never got them to last very long, and they obviously, for the reason that most of us upgrade our lights, is they're not very bright. Which the 01 F150 that I have, they're notorious for not having bright headlights. The second reason, or I'm sorry, the HIDs, the main reason I didn't want to go with those is those actually take a ton of power. If you do the research, HIDs take a tremendous amount of power to make them so they go on. They're also very expensive, and if you have to, and then I was having another problem with those is where they would go burn out like every year or so, and it was expensive to replace those. The LEDs I've had in the truck, they've been great so far. I've had zero problems with them. I'm really a big fan of LEDs, but LEDs do come with their pros and cons. So the pros, well, I already told you, they are usually typically very resilient to everything. These little guys, like you can put them through a lot of different environments, and they typically will last you very long. As long as you get a good quality one, that's also going to be putting out the amount of light that you need. Now, the problem with LEDs, and I've noticed this even with experimenting with my Baja Designs lights, is that you basically you run into a problem with fog and dust, kind of similar to your off-road lights. They work good, but the problem is because it's just like something to do with like the volume of light. So with a halogen or an HID, picture it like being just a solid, just block of light, okay? And it's just basically piercing through that fog or dust, right? LEDs, on the other hand, when they emit light, it's more of kind of like I kind of describe it as like a particle of, or like a sprinkle of light, so to speak. It's not as concentrated. The volume just isn't quite as there. They do put out a lot of light, don't get me wrong, but the light isn't quite as strong as the volume. So you'll run into problems with, you're getting sometimes glare back and fog, and then as well as dust and those type of conditions. And then the color does sometimes matter. You know, with our off-road lights, some people like to use yellow, and that kind of helps it, and it does. But I'm not going to run yellow headlights. I'm running, white. So yeah, if there are a couple of cons, those would be those particular cons. Now, again, we are going to compare these to the LEDs I have in the truck now. And let's really see how much of a difference these guys are going to make. Let's check it out.
All right, so installation for these is actually fairly simple. So I already did the other headlight. We're gonna do this one real quick. So just kind of show you what that looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect this. This is a quarter turn for these little guys right here. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've actually ran actual halogens. So I can't remember if this piece is extra or if the halogens, when I got my first set of LEDs, if this came with it, or if the halogens, I had to actually purchase this. But anyway, so what you do is you basically just take this, and then this is your full set right here. Take this off, just like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and seat this in our new headlight, or not, I'm sorry, our new, set this in our headlight. Like so. Quarter turn this, lock it into place, and then we're gonna go ahead and set this, and then let's see here, make sure we orientate everything. This obviously needs to be facing up. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that in, and voila, there you go. We're set up, we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and plug them in, see what it looks like.
right, everybody. So you kind of saw a little bit of a difference between the two videos. You saw our older LEDs, kind of what those look like in the first video, and then what our BOSLLA LEDs look in the second video. And it actually is kind of hard to tell in the video. I didn't really notice it. I actually kind of had to go in and look back and forth a few times and really just kind of look at like every individual little element and kind of see what really is different. What I noticed immediately is the amount of lighting altogether is actually more with the BOSLLA lights, LEDs. And then the other thing is kind of what we talked about previously was the volume of the lighting, the just sheer just capacity of it in its whole, if that kind of makes sense. The intensity, I guess you could say, of the lighting is a little bit actually more intense. There's a specific, I always look at specific stuff in my videos and try and see like, all right, what's different. And I was focusing on like a specific bush, and then I noticed that it was more well lit up with the BOSSLLA LED lights. These bullet B1s are pretty nice. And I think again, like we talked about previously, it has a lot to do with LEDs, with how everything lines up. You know, you want that LED that lines up perfectly, with your specific headlight. You know, that's the reason why there's so many different variations of these. So far, yeah, I'm really enjoying them. I like them. I'll be curious to see how they're going to be out on the trail. You know, we're going to expose these to a lot of different elements. You know, as you guys know, we we test our equipment very well here. Dirt, snow, rain, it's going to definitely get tested. I can promise you that. But I will be very interested to see long term how they last and reliability and everything like that. But so far, I'm having some pretty good hopes for these. These are some great lights, some great LEDs. So thank you, BOSSLLA Lighting, for supplying these to us and giving us the ability to test these and really just see how just incredible your lights are. I really appreciate that. As for the viewers, please go check them out. Obviously, price range is going to really change depending on what you guys are going to want to be doing specifically. I mean, again, there's a bunch of different sizes. That's why it's really important to make sure you get the proper size LED bulb and everything like that for your specific headlight, etc. So it's going to vary, obviously, a little bit there depending on what you're going to use it for, the amount of lumens you want to put out. There's a lot of variables when it comes to LEDs. So keep that in mind when you're looking at your LED options. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.